I've been told. No. I've been told, Michelle, that high chair is for you.
Oh, there you go. Oh, nice.
You don't have to use it. I think Peter might want it though.
There you go.
As soon as we have everyone seated, we shall begin, if that's okay with you guys.
Now, I know that there's a really long line out the door. It goes around the hall. It goes up the hall. I bet a bunch of the people in the room here have had to go through the halls. There's
It's
a lot
my
of halls
little
here, so
sister.
that's nice, But yeah, I want to let everybody know that right now we're live streaming to several hundred people online. So hello, internet. If you didn't know what the internet is, I'm told it's a system of tubes.
It's a system of tubes. Yes, exactly.
I don't know.
And that occasionally it gets clogged, and that you just have to use a plunger to
To like unclog it.
Yeah, it happens. But anyway, we are recording this panel, and as soon as we can get the upload bandwidth that we need, it will be posted on YouTube as well. So for those of you who can hear me, who might not make it in the room just because of capacity issues or whatever, fear not. This will be posted. And for those of you here who zone out and miss something, you'll be able to go back and watch it at Everfree Radio. Huzzah!
Yay.
Yay.
By the way, Draft, I would like to thank you and your crew.
Oh, thank you.
I'd like to thank you for everything you guys have been working with us this weekend. It's been miraculous having them. So can I give them a round of applause, please?
Yay. So now I just want to make sure we've got all of the, the intended guests here.
I don't know.
Meantime, I'm going to take a picture of everybody and then tweet it
Yeah, me too.
while we're waiting.
Oh, I left my thing in there. Oh no, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did.
And some of you who may be following me on Twitter, not the two of you in the room who do, may have heard that I got my first smartphone this weekend. So I too am going to try to make a tweet.
He doesn't even know what it is.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
It's true, he doesn't.
So would that make your old phone a dumb phone?
It is a very dumb phone.
Okay, everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go one better. I'm gonna take a video.
Wow.
Oh.
Let me get this going here. Let's see. Here we're gonna get this going for this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Everybody say hello. Wow. And then I'm gonna tweet that, and I'm gonna tweet the stream, and the stream's gonna tweet me, and it's gonna be like life imitating art, imitating life, imitating you.
So would that make it Tweetception?
Yeah.
Had to do it.
The stream is more like a river. Getting bigger.
Okay,
All right,
we are all...
I'm gonna take a picture from this angle here. Let's see if I can do this. All right,
Everybody
I'm
talk at the
attempting
same time.
science.
Now I'm gonna take a video of you taking a picture, and then I'm gonna take a video of them watching me take a video of you taking a picture, and then they're gonna tweet that. Oh my God, it's getting so confusing.
Got
It's
it.
like the Matrix. No, it's like Inception for ponies.
Inception was really
We are almost done draft, so as soon as I get the okay, we're going to roll.
Now, do we have everybody here who needs to be here?
I do not think so. I think we're missing one.
missing Andrew Francis at least.
I don't know if
Yes.
Andrew Francis is on site.
I
I don't think yet,
okay.
because Andrew never got here with us.
Yeah.
She's still
okay. So
signing.
Andrew will join us
And
later.
Tara's
then.
still signing, so...
Yep. So we got just a
Sorry,
minute
guys,
to-
it's just us. Sorry. Only us.
Thank you.
good enough.
I just tweeted.
Wah,
I'm
wah.
afraid.
That's what you want to hear when you're at a panel. Good enough. Just barely.
You'll do.
Good enough. Adequate.
And then thanks for coming.
Okay, I just got word. Tara is doing something special from the voices in my head.
Oh, no.
She's
so
doing
they
something
are going,
special with the
She's
voice?
going to be on the way. Everyone is on their way right now.
Awesome.
Okay. Put my afternoon hat on.
Nice hat.
Around.
Yeah. Hey, Perry.
Yeah?
Can you tell one of your lovely staff members, which, by the way, let's give a round of applause to the Canterlot Gardens staff. They've done an amazing job. I think it's getting a little bit balmy in here. It's getting just a little bit balmy.
I
You feel-
have already turned on the air conditioning and I
Fantastic.
have maxed it down. and
This
it's
is why
still
this
on.
guy rocks. He's already done it before anybody would even ask.
I have an announcement too. The charity the auction that did so well yesterday, we have a day 2 today that we've done, and it's going to be in Artist Alley at 4 o'clock. So that's when the rest of the posters are going to be up for auction, and we're going to be helping Tara Strong's Kiki Foundation thing and all of the charity work for her. So come at 4 o'clock, because I don't want to be auctioneering to a whole room of empty people.
I'm going to walk to the back real
A
quick
room
to
of
check
empty
if we're good.
people? How about an empty room with no people? A room of people, and they're all so empty.
They're full, Lee. They're full. I love your costumes again, you guys. They're awesome.
Also, for some more information for everyone, the backdrop that you see up there is going to be available for auction too.
Whoa.
That
We're
large
all signing it.
That large 16-foot backdrop.
And we will all sign it.
Everybody's looking at it in awe suddenly. It's been here all weekend. Now they're like, ooh. All right. I'm kind of excited for this panel. You guys excited for this panel? I'm excited for this panel because I think this is the most VAs we've had on stage at once, and we're gonna have what, 1 or 2 more? I think yet one at least. Tara, when
We
she
only
gets.
have one more chair down here, though.
I have just been informed. Tara is going to be coming down here any minute. Also, almost everyone is. The line is gone. We are just catching a few stragglers. We will begin as soon as Tara's here.
Fantastic.
What do you think when she comes in? Should we stay as quiet as we can, or should we cheer as loudly as we can? What do you think?
Loud.
Well, I know what Tara's doing right now, and you guys are gonna love it.
Well, then I think we should go with cheer. Do you think? Go for awkward silence.
You guys are evil.
Considering Tara prides herself on trolling, I think we should do it back to her.
I have a really evil idea with that. What if everybody who's got a smartphone or whatever tweeted like hashtag #twole at Tara Strong right as she's walking in the room? Does that sound like a fun idea? Or
That
no?
sounds like a great idea.
Should we do that?
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
They're all busting out the smartphones,
Rules.
and there went the internet. My tech director, A-Track, is giving me ugly looks now.
I'm doing. What is it? TWOLL?
Yep. She coined the term. Andrea, I see you brought a guest up on stage. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Prudence. You want to say hi? Hi.
Prudence, how do you spell your name, right? It starts with a J. No?
It starts with a P.
What?
Can you spell it?
P69.
No. Prudence.
L. Right. Oh, awesome. That's what it is.
How old are you, Prudence?
I'm 6.
You're 6.
And you're dressed up as Pinkie Pie right now, right?
No,
No?
a rainbow dash.
I keep getting it wrong.
Who's your favorite pony?
Can you do you did some Sonic rain booms for me, right? At the
Yes.
Can you do some of those? That's awesome. Applause, please, for the Sonic rain boom. Let's go. That was great.
Hey, maybe we should just start singing a song or something.
Something.
What do you think? I'm afraid.
Oh, I know the My Little Pony theme song. Should we sing that one? Sure. Okay.
Prudence wants to sing the My Little Pony theme song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My little pony, my little pony, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be, my little pony. Until you all shared this magic with me. Big adventure
2 times of fun, a beautiful heart make one strong. Sharing kindness, an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete. Yeah, my little pony could not all my very best
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
We can get started here. Let's just get started here. She'll join us, and when you know what we do? Okay, we're gonna get the panel started, I think, and I think what we'll do is right when she comes in the room, dead silence.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm ready to do the twirl at Tara Strong. Hashtag Canterlot Gardens. On my phone.
And just watch, I'll
Anyone
be
else gonna
halfway
do
through-
that too?
I'll be halfway through the first sentence, and then she'll come in the room. Oh, it's been a long time coming. All right, well, you know what? Let's get started then. What?
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence?
We're gonna go over the awkward silence. Internet, you guys have to be silent as well.
Gotta get started.
Except for one guy. I want one person to scream in your house as loudly as you can by yourself at home.
You realize that there are people now, thousands of people around the world.
No, only one.
All
And
of you people
I don't-
who are hearing this, coordinate.
You have to figure it out on your own. You have about 5 minutes.
One at a time.
To figure out which one of you, Internet, is going to be the screamer.
Well, I think what I'm going to do real quick here is introduce, for those who may not know, who we have on stage here. First to my left is Britt McKillop, the voice of Princess Cadence.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me.
To her left is Lee Tokar, the voice of Snips and Stephen Magnet.
Hello. What a world. What a world. What a weekend.
To his left is Kathy Westluck, the voice of Mayor and Spike.
Looking good, Ohio. Looking real good.
To her left is a 6-year-old singing prodigy, Prudence.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Rainbow Dash. That's Rainbow Dash.
That's, yeah.
Next is Andrea Libben, the voice of Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie.
Chimmy cherry, chimmy changa, chimmy cherry, chimmy changa, chimmy cherry, chimmy changa, chimmy cherry, chimmy changa. That hurt your ears?
And then to her left, you don't speak over Pinkie Pie, or for that matter, Fluttershy.
You rock. Woohoo.
And next we have my good friend Miss Michelle Krieber, the voice of Apple Bloom, and the singing voice of both the Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle.
Hi, every pony.
And last, but certainly not least, Peter New, the voice of Dr. Monitor, of this other character you guys might have heard of, the Big Mac. Is that it? Is it Big Mac? Yeah.
Big Macintosh.
Am I saying that right?
Maybe.
Wait a minute.
Spoopy-Doo!
Now, this is a true story. Yesterday, I went into the autograph room to just check in with everybody to just say, okay, what's going on with the panel? Oh, there he is. Oh. Dr. Francis. Hello. Everybody, this is Andrew Francis, the voice of Shining Arbor and Brayburn. Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Francis, how's your gout?
Dr. Bernstein, pretty good.
You doing better?
I'm doing all right. The gout, don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about these things. Don't
Secrets.
worry about it, no.
Secrets.
Hey, shouldn't like Shining Armor sit beside Princess Cadence?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think that's a yes.
Move over.
Any you got bronies out there see Rarity?
Oh.
Oh well. Maybe next time.
I think she might be in Vancouver.
Oh man, Rarity! Awesome! Hey Rarity! Hey Rarity! Hey Rarity!
Unless you want to share, I think Dr. Francis and I are going to share a microphone.
Oh, no.
Hey, I was just kidding.
Because Tara Strong's not here, too. Tara's coming.
We're missing one, yes. We have a plan, though. Did you hear our plan?
What's the plan?
As soon as Miss Strong enters the room, we're all going to go dead silent. Like, and everybody's been tweeting "twirl, twirl, twirl."
And we'll do the zombie stare.
I think a lot of fans do that already. And it's an adoration, nothing less than adoration.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Up. Is it? I think a new precedent has been set.
Okay, well, she didn't have.
I like to make an entrance. For the record, y'all, this is my first time cosplaying ever.
Miss Sparkle, have you seen Mrs. Strong? Miss Strong?
Dear Princess Celestia, I don't know what happened to Tara Strong, but I like this girl.
Who took Twilight?
Twiley!
You need to cosplay.
Oh man.
You.
What?
Cosplay.
Oh, yep.
Wow. Well, no, the true story is that I went into this autograph room yesterday to see, just to talk to people before the panel, just to make sure that we had everything arranged. And a minute ago, Peter did his schmoopy-doo. He has a tally. He's been tallying the number of times he's said it. I saw you record.
That's not what I was tallying.
What were you tallying?
I was tallying something else entirely.
Oh.
Peter's like in his own world sometimes, so we don't know for sure.
He was tallying the number of green shirts or something.
Yeah, though I could tell you the number of times I've said schmovie do, though here, I believe it's 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we're going to need
4?
4. Maybe 4. We should have 4.
Okay, you'll get 4. At some point.
Well, so how's everyone doing?
Schmoopy-Doo!
See? It's timing. It's timing, right?
You gotta have good timing. You gotta have a good sense of when to pause.
Yeah.
And when to interject.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I wanted to ask a question that I asked earlier this year for a lot of people here, but I think a lot of people who are at Canterlot Gardens, this is their first convention or their first time seeing one of these panels, and I just wanted to ask, if you guys could just talk about how you got involved with My Little Pony and just go down the line. How did you start voicing for My Little Pony?
Well, I came in season 1 to do Brayburn, and then for season 2 I got the audition for Shining Armor. We get it maybe about a week before. Went over the stuff, went in, you get the call, and I'd known the show had been going for a little while. I didn't know there was such a fandom behind it, but we got in there and just being around the talent that's in Vancouver. I mean, these girls just absolutely slay it. So
thanks, man. Thanks. Awesome, super, yeah.
And so I was honored to get in the studio and record with everybody.
Well, I have a pretty similar story. I went in for actually a couple of auditions for Princess Cadence, and I was actually really nervous because I don't often do singing parts, and so for my audition for that, I I practiced the song several times, and I finally got the call a couple weeks later, and I realized that I would get to work with all of these people who I've known for a long time, so it was really cool to get to go back in and work with all my friends, so it was awesome.
I went in with Richard Ian Cox, and we were both auditioning for either Snips or Snails. They didn't know which one of us. They just knew that they wanted Richard and I to work together, and they didn't know which character we would suit, but they thought that we were silly together because we played silly things off each other before. And so I auditioned for Snips and Snails, and so did he, and I got Snips and he got Snails because his is hello Sawyer, and mine was like hello bastard talking, you know, he's really slow, and so he's kind of like a snail's pace, slow. And then I got called in many episodes later for Stephen, and Terry Klassen, the director, just said, okay, we got Stephen Magnet, and he's a sea serpent, and he's kind of fabulous. And I didn't know what that meant, and so I said, well, how fabulous do you want him? And so he said, pretty fabulous. So I said, what a world. And he goes, no, a little bit more fabulous. So I said, what a world. He goes, yeah, right about there. That's good. So anyway, yeah.
That's Lee's story.
I went into the audition like any other audition that came up, and saw a cute little spiky wikey sitting there. And I've told the story before a bit, but he seemed more like a little baby dragon than a young boy dragon. And so I did the usual auditions, and
I try to make him up here, just a little bit later than that, stuff like that. So he's kind of like, oh, wow, just a little bit younger than he is, stuff like that.
but then they wanted him to go a little older, so then I just adjusted him a little bit and hoped for the best, and tried out for some of the other characters too, Snips and Snails.
Started doing stuff like this and not knowing what kind of stuff to do and how it would work, and
you go in with the idea of doing as many as you can do and hope for the best, and I was lucky to get Spike, and Mayor was an incidental character that came later. So that's my story.
I was really nervous for my audition because I always loved My Little Pony. So when anything comes up like that that's really special to you, that's something that you've grown up with, that you love, I get all worked up and crazy. So I think that worked well for Pinkie Pie. and then having Fluttershy too is just like a really great surprise. So I feel lucky to have two awesome characters. Hey.
Well, I was really excited to audition for what sounded like it was going to be a really awesome show, and it turned out to be, of course, awesome because we got my fellow voice actors are really amazing, and we're all good friends. So, but I auditioned for all the young characters, and to be honest with you, I don't really remember what happened. It was a long time ago. I didn't expect to get Apple Bloom. I just kind of did a country accent. I didn't really know what I was doing because I never professionally did a country accent in a recording studio. And so they give you a description, and so I followed that, and she said they wanted her cute and everything. So I just followed it, and to be honest with you, I thought I'd get Sweetie Belle, but because I'm a singer, and then I auditioned for that if I was to get a character. And then I got the singing voice of Sweetie Belle and my cute little Apple Bloom, so I'm all happy and it's all good.
I got my audition for episode 4 of season 1, so they were already recording when I came along, and I didn't have a whole lot of warning. I just remember showing up at the studio and having a piece of paper with a monologue on it. And they said, we want he doesn't have any of these lines in this episode, but we want you to be able to say this in case, we want to be able to hear what he sounds like in the future if we ever give him lines. But so we'd like you to read the monologue, and the monologue was some, well, a wise old thing, and if you run into this kind of trouble, then you have to, whatever, I don't remember it, but several lines long, and I went in and did that, and then they said, and now can you just say yeah? and nope. Okay, great. And I left the room. But it's one of these auditions that the studio sometimes does where they bring in a few actors in the morning of the day that they're going to record the session, and you audition for it, and Lauren Faust is on the phone, and they're listening to you behind the glass, and you leave the room, and then the actors gather in the ante room, and then time passes. I get the most nervous at that point in these auditions, and then someone comes out and points at one of you, and you go into the studio and record the show, and everybody else goes home. And I've been on both sides of that equation.
It's called the voice off.
The walk of shame.
The walk of shame audition, yeah. And I've been on both sides of the walk of shame audition. I was quite happy not to be on one side and very happy to be on the other side in that particular case, because I've really enjoyed saying yep and nope. And the occasional longer thing.
Now, usually I would have just asked Tara Strong, how she got involved with My Little Pony, but being that Twilight Sparkle herself is here, I wanted to know, I think all the fans have been wondering for a long time, where is that portal from Equestria? Yeah, I don't know. It's just this is blowing my mind. I'm gonna be honest. I've done a lot of these panels. I think you've set the bar higher by cosplaying as your character for this. It's awesome.
I have leg warmers.
I can get away with that.
No, but in all seriousness, maybe you could talk about how you got involved with it.
Oh, I have a great story. So Lauren Faust and I worked on Foster's Home and Powerpuff Girls. And she actually called me up and she said, did you play with and did you like My Little Pony? And I actually grew up in a toy store and had every single one. So I was like, yes. She said, can I come over? Yes. And she actually came to my home and she had all these incredible drawings of Equestria and Canterlot and all the characters, and really, really blew my mind. And there's no question that the reason it's translating to all the adult fans is because of how beautiful her vision of My Little Pony is and was. And she asked me if I'd help her record a sizzle, which is a short amount of film to pitch to Hasbro and the Hub. And I said, yes. And I actually have my own studio at my house, and we went upstairs and I recorded Pinkie Pie, Twilight, and I think it was, there was one more.
Rarity.
Shoot, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, and so I recorded all three for her. Yeah, and she originally thought that maybe I'd be more the Pinkie Pie because it's Bubbles-like, and then as soon as she heard me do Twilight, she's like, that's my Twilight, so that's my story.
Are you sure you guys just didn't sit around and play My Little Pony dolls?
We did that after.
Actually, when I just worked with her on the Super Best Friends little shorts, I brought her, I had my sister mail from Toronto, I had a sticker collection with all the original stickers that I collected, and I signed it to her. And I also, as a little kid, collected unicorns, and when I first moved to LA, it was scary. And my mom said to me in 1994, don't lose your unicorn. And my mom's passed away now, so I just think that's so interesting that she kind of said that to me. But I did give her the sticker album, and I said, thank you for helping me find my unicorn, and I signed it to her.
Aww.
Now, Britt, this is your first MLP convention. What is your general reaction to what you see here? This is your first time seeing this in person, isn't it?
Yes, ever. It's quite overwhelming. I never, ever expected it to be like this. It has just been the most amazing experience. And now I just want to do them all. They're so awesome. And the fans are so great. You guys are awesome fans. So
now,
it's been wonderful.
One thing that I think would get you invited to almost all of these conventions is if you could give them a demonstration of your character. Do you remember the line that we talked about yesterday?
The line?
Yeah.
This day was going to be perfect. Right, Shining Armor?
That's right.
And Shining Armor says,
That's right.
Wow. But You know, for the rest of you guys, this is, I think, for a lot of you, your third convention or your second convention. And what I wanted to know is, do you use these conventions as a bragging point with other VAs that you may work with? Like, do you go back to the recording sessions for the other shows you work on and say, yeah, I got this fandom here, okay?
Actually, there's a funny story. We were there was an audition a couple days ago, and I think Peter. I saw Peter there, and and we were there, and we're sort of talking. So, oh yeah, when are you leaving? We're doing this thing, and I forget the other voice actor who was there, but I saw him sort of go, and so we sort of keep talking, and stuff. He goes, you guys go to conventions and stuff? Like, yeah, it's no big deal and stuff. And he's like, I'm really jealous. And you have to get lucky to get one of these great shows that have such a big fandom, because we do a lot of cartoons in Vancouver, but the majority, like 98% of them, don't have any of this, right? So I think we just got really lucky.
So what you're saying is, he asked you if you go to all these conventions or whatever, and you just said, that's right.
That's it. That's right.
I actually find that there's a lot of pony envy from other VO actors on Twitter. And it's amazing how many of them say, hi, bronies, and make a pony of me, and they have pony envy. And it's so funny because I also have been doing cartoons since I was 13, and I've never seen a fan base as awesome as the My Little Pony fan base. I mean, so supportive and creative and hilarious, and thank you to all of you who have given to Kiki's Fund. The bronies have raised over $60,000 for this one little girl, and she wouldn't be here without you guys. And yeah, I see it all the time where people are like, I have pony envy.
I think an entire language has been created by the whole pony thing, and thanks to you guys. I mean, from memes to Twilight-licious, and thank you, Twilight. And all these terms, and this is like a completely different community, and like it's phenomenal. We're all excited by it, and it's just expanding. It's just so hi to everybody in Europe and around the world, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for the support. It's just so awesome.
And even hi as far away as the back of this room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, back of the room.
That's right.
I can only see tops of heads in most cases back there. I'm gonna stand up for a sec.
Aw, so cute.
I just want to take a step back a second. Wait a second. Tara, you're on Twitter? Since
yes,
when?
I think so.
Well, I was going to say, one thing I found that's kind of interesting about these conventions is that it's bringing together the two different, geographic groups that are involved in the making of the show. As I've talked about at other conventions and, in the course of other interviews, the majority of the voice actors, well, almost all except for you, Tara, live in Vancouver, operate out of Vancouver. You're all Canadian, but and then the writers.
So what, eh? What are you seeing there?
I don't know what you're talking about. No, but the point is that a lot of the production staff are in Vancouver, and a lot of the writing and and the producers are in Los Angeles. And I wanted to know if these conventions and this fandom has brought those two groups closer together for you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sad that I don't get to work with all these great actors, and I did go up there for the first episode, but I haven't met. I mean, I've never met Cadence till today. I don't even think we've officially met. I'm Tara. Hi.
I just officially met her today too. I remember in New York, I didn't know Tara Strong. I didn't know who she was because I'd never seen her. We're all on the show, and I didn't know. I'd heard her voice on a lot of different shows, and I've been in lots of shows. And I saw her, and I'm like, and you are. And then I followed her into the convention center, and the whole place erupted. I'm like, well, that's obviously not for me. So who is this person I'm walking behind?
I assumed it was for me because I was with you as well.
So I was like, what the heck has Peter been doing on the weekends?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it is true on Twitter, like Andrea and I chat all the time. I actually tried to get her to cosplay, so I challenge you for the next con to join me. In fact, I challenge all of you.
The bar has been raised. The stakes are set.
But you're right. It's definitely brought us all together for sure.
Well, and I think
I'm actually cosplaying as myself right now.
And I want to bring attention to Megan McCarthy over here, the writers.
And Amy Keating-Rogers right next to her.
Not just Megan McCarthy, but Amy Keating-Rogers is standing over there too.
And Amy Keating-Rogers as well.
So, yeah.
We wouldn't have a show without them.
And you don't usually meet like sort of the composers and the writers and the storyboard people and stuff like that. So we go in for 4 hours, which would be an episode, and we do that one block, and we see the people that we see, and that's all we see.
Yeah, we actually met some of the artists who work literally upstairs from where we record it, and we don't meet them.
And we would never see them, right?
Yeah.
So
we met them in
that
Seattle.
sense, this sort of brings us together in that sense. We wouldn't have seen the back end of it, for
Well,
lack of a better word.
That's not very polite, Andrew.
Huh? We haven't seen their flanks, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it came in a little weird.
That's right.
They all have kitty
right.
marks.
No, I get a sneaking suspicion that a few of those artists are actually watching right now. So Sibsy, Raven, Jim, hi. You guys want to say hi to the storyboarders? I bet they're watching right now. Sibsy. Hi. And of course, a big shout out to Jason Thiessen and James Wooten and all of them at DHX. I mean, they do an incredible job. So, and of course Daniel Ingram, who we'll be hearing from on Skype.
Daniel.
So.
And to Terry Klassen, who voice directs us.
Oh yeah.
Terry.
Yeah, very
Uncle
great
Terrence.
Terrence.
Well, my next question for you is, for each of you, for your main characters that you play, what is the most defining characteristic to you? Because I imagine when you're acting them, you might be keeping one personality trait in mind that you use to draw it out. I know that Lee, when you draw on a voice, you usually focus on one phrase. You were saying with Stephen Magnet to me that.
Well, every when you're coming up with new characters, I tell my students the way to keep it in your head is come up with a catchphrase. And so obviously Stephen's is "What a world!" or "Fabulous!" or "I'm hideous!" or something like that. I mean, when he only says a couple words so far, that's hard. It's easy to keep that in mind. But with Snips, it's just. The great and powerful Trixie, and that's my phrase, and I can go to that part of my brain anytime. But Snips, I just have to imagine that I've just drank a pot and a half of coffee. And with Stephen Magnet, I just have to imagine that I am behind somebody and doing their hair and talking.
I get the feeling that Andrew Francis just says, the one line.
I say, so you go, Twiley, and actually that wasn't right at all, was it? I say, hey, Twiley, and I just, boom, drop right in. You know what I mean? It's that easy.
Freeberg.
Appaloosa.
When doing cadence, I usually think just grace and charm, and she's very kind, and so I just really have to put that in my brain, and that's how it comes out.
For Spike, I have to go to the boy thing, obviously. So I have to sort of become the character, and a lot of people have asked me in teaching as well how you sustain a boy character if you're a woman and you're having to hold that character. And I've always said you have to feel like you're actually the boy. You have to be kind of like that and sort of talking like that. Yeah, whatever, I don't know, kind of thing. Whereas girls,
They talk like this, and they've got their hair, and they just do stuff like this, and they twirl it and stuff like that. So
it's different from the boy. But the things that I have to say most often is, "Dear Princess Celestia," and "Rarity." So they slip me in pretty quick.
Rainbow Dash, how do you get into your character?
Hi, I'm Pinkie Pie.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, when I think Pinkie Pie, I just think really, really fast and really, really crazy and fast and crazy, and I just do whatever comes to my head. That's Pinkie Pie. And Fluttershy is just the opposite. She's slower and soft and nervous.
Yay.
That's good.
Well, Kathy was saying that you have to really sort of physically be the character, and that's exactly what all of us do. Like, if someone videotaped us in the recording studio, we're all like this. And so when we're talking, we're like moving our arms around the microphone. And so with Apple Bloom, it's like you have to get really high up into the character because it's sort of like it's hard to explain. So I often like, it's so weird to explain how you do your voice. You know, it just kind of comes to you once you do it after a while. So I just think it's you just have to get used to it and practice, and so I think that all of us have really molded into our characters really well.
The first few times I had to go to the studio to do Big Mac, it was all about posture. So it's the same thing. It's about physicalizing it, and if I sort of had to do this, kind of go.
Oh no.
For some reason.
I'm going to take a picture of that side view right now.
But if I did that, then I kind of, I ended up putting my whole self into my belly and down low, and it allowed me to kind of get into this part of my voice and my range, and now I can do it naturally because I'm used to it. But the first few times I practiced in front of the mirror so I could see what I was doing, so that I.
Did you like that when you looked in the mirror and did that?
I liked it. I wish never mind.
It was cute. It was cute.
Yeah, thanks.
When I think about Twilight, the main theme of her character, I think, is, for me, conscientious, because she's just so conscientious on so many different levels about, doing everything right, not being tardy, and, making sure her friends are happy and making sure she's getting all of her studying done and making sure everything's going well, and she's always sort of thinking ahead, and that's sort of where I put my character. And I don't really have so much of a catchphrase, but when people ask me to do it, I always say, "Dear Princess Celestia." Always.
See, and we go together, right?
Yep.
That's right.
I think on behalf of Tabitha St. Germain, who couldn't be here, I just have to say it. Look, there's a moose. No, well, okay, I know that you guys have read a ton of scripts, and I know that you've been doing, well over 50 episodes now. But I wanted to know, for the work you've done with My Little Pony, if there's a favorite moment that you've acted in the show, like a memorable one, something that sticks out that you enjoyed voicing.
Why don't we start at this end
Yeah,
and
go
go
for
that way
it.
this time?
Well, I always love when Twilight goes crazy. Thank you, Megan McCarthy. But I do have to say, in watching the episodes, my favorite was the wedding special, so how lovely that you're all here. And I just think those moments where Twilight was really humbled and had to admit she was wrong for a little bit, I really liked those moments because they seemed so real to me, which is, I think, another reason that the show Translate, all the acting isn't, so cartoony over the top that we lose the organic nature of what's really happening. And I felt like that moment for Twilight was so real, and I really liked that moment.
I like the moment where I chewed out the Cutie Mark Crusaders. And I like it, partly because I got to say something, but partly because I think the writing, it was very clever writing. I thought very, very smart when I saw that script to reverse the roles of those two characters, and so it was a joy to come in and do it.
Yeah. And my favorite moment for Apple Bloom was the Cutie Pox episode. Not just because I got to do a lot of fun voices, and I also got to speak in French and everything. And
Ah bon?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Quoi?
But also at the end, there was this really sort of moment for Apple Bloom as well. She finally admitted that she lied, and it was nice because she admitted it almost just to her sister Applejack, because I have a brother, and that really meant a lot to me, so I could translate to that. And so I just brought it into my own life. And you put yourself into your character. Sometimes you put your own heart into it, and I love that episode a lot, so it's close to my heart.
One of my favorites with Fluttershy is when she's interacting with Rainbow Dash. and learning how to cheer. What did that sound like again?
Yay! Yeah. You rock. Woohoo!
And for Pinkie Pie, I really like Party of One. So fun.
I think Spike is at his best when he's in conflict. And because you get to see different sides of him rather than just being the loyal assistant to Twilight. He gets nervous over Rarity all the time, and he's only got so much time to tell her this and that. But Owl's Well That Ends Well is still my favorite because it's just so sweet. And some of the, number one assistant, like, don't you know who I am? Kind of thing. And then he runs away and the whole thing. So when he gets into those little situations, I just find him so charming. And it gives me a chance as the actor to explore those different areas. So, and that's the favorite. Yeah, Owl's Well That Ends Well is my favorite one.
Well, obviously, I want to say that Stephen Magnet, when he becomes so fabulous, is when I finally was allowed to go there, was my favorite. That moment when Terry Klassen said more. I was like, really, like this? And he goes, yeah, like this, and then like this. and I was like, okay, and okay. But I want to say that the reason I like the character is that, and it's a fun character, and it was really fun to do that and play, because I don't get a chance to play that kind of character very often. I mean, it's a far cry from Covert Agent Ravage, the last Decepticon. I mean, it's a far cry from that or the other characters that I get to play, which they're all silly and they all end up getting squashed or stretched or whatever. But at least 4 times now since I started going to these cons, I've had young people, young men usually, and they've come up to me in one way or another and said, "Thank you for making OK to be so fabulous." And so that's kind of, I'm like, oh, cool. That's kind of awesome. That's right. That's what this is all about. But honestly, as an interactive experience for me, because Snips and Snails aren't in a lot of the shows, but when they do, I really like playing opposite. And so it's usually in a lot of the other cartoons, I get to interact with you guys a lot. So I don't really get to do that except with Snails. And one day Snails will come out to one of these things, I swear. He's kind of a family man, Richard Ian Cox, but when we're together, our interaction is he's so funny and we get a chance to play and be funny together. So that's what I really like, is when we get to, I get to be really fast and he gets to be really, oh, what? That kind of thing.
You don't need electricity when the two of them are together?
No.
Yeah.
You sort of sit
Just
back.
saying.
You really can't put a word in edgewise, actually.
Yeah. So that's what those are my favorite moments. And then other than just watching all these silly little monkeys playing is excellent.
My favorite moment would have to be when my character is first introduced, and Cadence and Twilight haven't seen each other in a very long time. And just their interaction, and it just shows how warm the character is and how loving she is. And then I'd also have to say when I get to sing. So.
Nice.
I guess my favorite part was the big monologue where I'm chewing Twilight out. I don't know why. But I think just because you got to show
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah. I got to show a lot of emotion in that monologue, and a lot of Shining Armor's stuff is very straight, it's very genuine, it's very down to business. And that was a little chance that I sort of got to take the stage, and we did the monologue about 2 or 3 times, and just, as you probably know, it builds and it builds and it builds to this sort of crescendo. And so it was fun sort of just finding the pacing and the beats to kind of get to this kind of almost a rage-ish place, and then to know that he's actually, the Twilight's right and that things are going down. It was just fun. It was a really fun monologue to do.
Well, this is something actually that Nicole Oliver has mentioned too in other panels at other conventions, and unfortunately she wasn't able to make it here. She has some shooting to do, I believe, in Eastern Canada.
That's right.
In Halifax, yeah. So actually, I wanted to give her a quick shout out and just get a round of applause for Nicole Oliver. But she said that too. She said that that one of her favorite moments was that moment where Celestia is in conflict with Chrysalis, and it just those moments of conflict where your characters are pushed to the extreme. It seem to be the most popular with the voice actors. Would you say that's true, where your character is outside of their element?
I think you get to feel a lot when you do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, most definitely. Like when we do our characters, we sort of get in a groove, and it's like having that line. You say Twiley or something. You kind of sit in that zone. So to really kind of expand from that and to show sort of a different side of the character, that's where the creativity comes. So you really get to sort of think outside the box. So yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why this show has become so popular, is because, as Tara said, it's not just another cartoon with silly voices, and it's not just another children's show. These are real characters that people can relate to, that have and also it's the backstories, and that has something to do with the brilliant writers that we have. And I think that people just are really intrigued by the dynamic of all the characters and the way that that they learn lessons and are hurt, but then their friends help them back up, especially the main six. I mean, I think everybody loves the main six and all the groups of friends and everything. It's just a really nice show, and it makes people happy. It makes me happy. I love watching the show. It's great.
She's so cute. Is it really hot in here?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I'm melting.
I'm melting. Just in cold, and all the elves up working on the North Pole up there, getting ready for Christmas already. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. They brought me in here, and I'm melting. I'm used to being up there in North Pole with Santa, see? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm
New York elf,
here I
I
am.
see.
Yeah. New York.
Whoever's
Moved from Brooklyn.
Whoever's standing back there near the door, I see someone in a Soren. Yep, you. I'm pointing right at you. You're looking to the right. Yes, you are standing right next to the AC box. If you press the down button until it says really cold, you will be loved by all.
Really? Is that all we needed to do this whole time?
Does it have a
I'm melting.
Does it have a Siberia setting? It's probably near the bottom, really.
Yeah.
Underneath,
Just
maybe.
push button to Siberia and we'll be good for you.
button.
It's good.
That's
Come
one
on,
part
you know.
of the button.
Not
We're
difficult.
going to
You're
turn us
pushing-
all into ponysickles.
Pushing button. Ponysicle. Is this like a bike?
My Russian
Like
heritage is screaming at me right now. And I don't care, it's fine.
Come on, Mike, you can do that.
I can do a Russian accent.
I
too.
told you, like before we did.
They need to
Because
push
you have
button
vodka
until it's
in your
make cold.
bloodlines.
Beautiful
make
country,
cold.
Russia.
Push button
For
to make
make
cold.
cold.
Here
Well,
we
you
go.
know, going back to what we were talking about just a minute ago, one thing I think that's interesting is that you guys as voice actors really enjoy the moments where the characters are pushed to their extreme. But I also know that the writers like Megan McCarthy, Amy King Rogers, and I've also talked to M.A. Larson and Charlotte Fullerton, that they've said that those are their favorite scenes to write. And so I think that's kind of an interesting confluence there, that the writers and the VAs both find those moments to be the most potent. So just want to throw that out there.
And I have to thank the writers again, because I know in all the years that I've been doing voice, which is way too long.
Hey, see, it's about over 20 years now, and I don't have my cane with me. I'm in disguise. This is actually my real voice, by the way.
Actually, real quick, who here was at Everfree Northwest? Can you show of hands? Bajati, thank you. If anybody remembers the interaction they did where they were doing the old people voices, I've been told that it has been animated.
Nice.
Ooh,
And
good
so
dear.
we were gonna try and show it, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to get it up on the screen for this panel. But you guys look for it to be
Only
posted and
fan built.
tweeted about, because it has been animated already.
Wow.
So get your glasses. Watch.
That's the kind of stuff I want.
But what-
Lee is sitting on the edge of his seat hungrily because
That's the kind of stuff I want.
I just wanted to finish my thought, though, because I was saying to them that the writers...
In this show, I won't say especially in this show, but it's one of the shows where, as a voice actor, it is so easy to get into your role and just to perform, because the writing is so excellent. Seriously, and I truly mean that. It's just a joy to read their scripts. It's wonderful.
Yep.
Well, I think in a minute here we're gonna go to Q&A.
Awesome.
And the way it's going to work is that Miss Rena-chan and Miss Meredith are going to have a microphone. Remember that before you ask a question, first of all, you're going to need to raise your hand. Ask good questions, but also remember that these guys, no matter how much they may want to, can't talk about season 3, except to confirm that it is happening.
Hey, look! A moose!
There it is. That's right.
Hey, I have a cue. Can I get some water? Anyone?
I'll go ahead.
Mine, but it might have some pony cooties.
I'm melting.
Oh. Yep. But anyway, yeah, can't ask. We can't get any details on season 3 yet. It is coming out soon. But otherwise, if you have a question for one of these VAs here, these guys.
Should we form a line or should we just walk around?
I think if you walk around, yeah. Yep.
Okay, who gets to go first? He's raising both hands. I'm gonna pick him because he's raising both hands. Here, I'm gonna do this really fast. Sorry. Sorry.
I got 2 questions. They were first.
And now they're gone.
I think a question is for you, Andrea.
Yeah.
One sec. In the meantime, we'll have a little song to sing.
Elevator music.
Elevator music.
Everybody, a round of applause for Miss Prudence here.
That's for you.
Sorry.
No problem. In the Party of One episode, had Rainbow Dash not come back for Pinkie Pie and had the main 6 continue to blow her off, could you walk us through what would happen to Pinkie Pie?
That's a question for the writers, not for me.
Well, the writer's to the right of the stage, but that.
And,
but that panel's coming up a little later today, so.
And I wanted to know if Twilight Sparkle and Pinkie Pie were to do a body-mind swap, what would that sound like?
Oh. That would be.
What?
I think what he's asking.
Dear Princess Celestia! I'm freaked out!
With the Twilight plushie.
I just have like a general question for all of you. Like, what was your reaction when you found out that the audience for the show was, well, this?
Total disbelief at first.
Yeah.
Until I got to the con and followed Tara Strong into the auditorium.
We were surprised and delighted. I mean,
Yeah.
Nobody had any idea, and it's just been incredibly fun and rewarding because, prior to the internet, voiceover celebrities didn't really know that people liked what we were doing. And
Yeah, we had
so
no idea.
There's never been a fan base more verbal than the Bronies, so, how could we not love them? Because they're so supportive, and the fact that they go online and find out who we are and then send messages about how much we're touching their lives, and I mean, that makes us feel so good. So we love you just as much as you love us.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. And knowing that all of you have latched onto something that we love to make really is a spectacular thing to have. And I'm really honored to be on the show. I'm really happy that I'm here, and I've been enjoying all the fans. They're so supportive and they're so sweet. I'm just makes me feel really, really and genuinely happy.
She's so cute. You're so sweet too, Michelle,
That's
just so
my
you
sister.
know.
Yeah, the bronies, they're really awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I love all the you see these little plushies over there? You see all these little grown men with these little cute little plushies. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I love it. They're so unique. It's just they're showing them their inner selves. I love it. It's a great fandom. Really, that's great.
Look at all these poor hands. People are getting, it's like, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, hold it up with the other one.
This is a general question for all of you. In all your voice acting careers, what is the weirdest stage direction you've ever been given, pony or otherwise?
Sound like yourself.
Be a
That's weird.
Be a drain pipe.
I have to know the context
or
of
be
that.
a yam.
Kathy, I need to know the context of that. How do you ever get asked to be a drain pipe?
Pretty random.
Like this. Be a drain
All
pipe.
I did in the show.
Can I hear a
literally-
little bit more drain pipe, please?
All right, up the yam, more yam.
I think it was a long time ago, but I think it was in a show called Spiff and Hercules. Like it was a long time ago. And all I had to do literally was just go.
That was pretty drain pipe-ish, yeah.
Actually,
And then they're like, well, that was great. Can you go longer than that? I'm like,
yeah, actually, I do have a response to that. The strangest direction I ever heard, because I don't know if you guys watched any of the Barbie movies, but I played Bibble, the little floating ball that.
where did that come from, Lee?
And that was, and they're just like, make a bunch of noises, and I'm like, make a bunch of noises? Yeah, but make it sound cute. And Kathy got to play opposite me. But yeah, that's weird direction. Just make noises and make it sound cute. I'm like, okay.
We were boyfriend and girlfriend.
I love you, baby. I love you,
So we played many inanimate objects and many fruits and vegetables.
Like the G snapper, what does rappers do? That was the yam voice in Bratz.
It's very odd, I know. Next question.
Hello, darlings.
Where are you?
I was just wondering. I know you say a lot of quite strange things when you are doing My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, but out of the whole of your voice acting career, what would you say is the most strange or unusual line that you have had to go and speak?
That's a good question.
It's a tough question.
That's tough.
In My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic?
Anything.
In the whole of your career, darlings.
Of your career.
I was gonna say mine is a tie between.
You knew that was coming, right?
I did a hair demon in Inuyasha, and that was basically the same thing. So that, and then Shmooby Doo.
That's five. That's five.
I think one of the weird ones, speaking of Inuyasha, I ate my brother up on a cliff. And so when I looked at the script and
As
said,
you
like,
do.
you know, eating brother reacts. It was that, I don't know how you eat your brother, but it's an odd one.
How do you do field research for that?
I'm
my
sorry
brother,
about this, bro.
may he rest in peace.
It's for the career, bro.
Where'd you put my box of comics? I'm really sorry, buddy.
You've got gonorrhea face. That was a strange one. Go up there.
Oh.
Next.
I played the first guy that died in Death Note. I don't want to repeat what he says right now, but it was probably the most disturbing thing I ever said. So, yeah, it's pretty disturbing. Yeah.
Next
All right, I think we can get the next question.
Tara,
Yes?
you mentioned earlier that when Lauren first came over to your house to record, you also recorded Pinkie Pie's voice. Can you show us what Pinkie Pie's original voice sounded like?
Gosh, I wish I could remember the line, but it was a lot like Bubbles. She was just really hyper and happy and wanted to do all kinds of fun things and
You know, she was just like high pitched. She was kind of bubblesy. But I wish I could remember the line. If anyone finds that little sizzle, I guess they could sell it for quite a couple dollars.
a cajillion.
Hi. So I'm Ramon from Bronies for Good, and I had a question regarding Kiki's treatment fund.
Yeah.
And if Kiki ever got to the point where she could come out to the con or visit everybody, would you guys be able to make that happen at some point?
Oh God, her dad he would love to do that. The second she could, he'd be the first to put that together, and of course I'd help him, and I don't think anyone would say no. She's just not well enough right now, and it was actually really heartbreaking to go see her the last time because she didn't seem to know I was there at all. But I also heard from someone else that she had the same thing when she was a little girl, and she just shut down she's had like 10 surgeries in the last month. So it's a lot of medication for a 6-year-old. So hopefully she will come, and we'll all come and be there, and she'll be able to say thank you to all of you. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Is Firemane in the room here somewhere? Because I know he has something regarding that he needs to show you. So if somebody could find Firemane, he's not here.
I think there he is.
Oh, there he is. Firemane, if you could come up here, please. This guy is Firemane. He's a very talented wood carving artist, and I know that he has something to present you, Tara. So
He also made some amazing stuff for Kiki, and thank you so much for that.
Real name Ed Goodwin.
Fireman, take a microphone here.
Here, no, here.
And that's what happens when memes get into real life.
Let me just put this down here. So Tara, when I sent Kiki's carving, and Ami got it, I spoke to him on the phone. Sorry, I'm trying to say this. He said something to me that I completely agree about you. You are an angel. What you do, what you're doing for Kiki and Grayson, you are their guardian angel. And I decided to do for you. This one help me out? Get this out. Wow. For Our Lady of Strength, Tara Strong, the guardian angel.
Told me he had it blessed by a rabbi, which is so sweet. Thank you so much. And really, I know I keep saying this, but she wouldn't be here without you guys. And it's not just the financial. When Kiki, her real name is Tiffany, by the way, had her first surgery, I wasn't on Twitter. I didn't know about the bronies. And Ami said that the surgery felt like it took 3 days, and he was completely out of his mind. And then the first time she had surgery with the bronies all over the world sending him prayers, he also called me in tears and said that it felt like an hour. And separate of people donating, just having them say, I'm with you. And I think that is another part of this community, is that we really are all with each other and there for each other. And he said it made it go by in an hour, just knowing that everyone around the world was praying for her. So thank you for all your support, not just financially, but with your hearts. And thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
And while we're on the subject of charity, real quick, I just want to give another shout out to I know that Andrea Libman is going to be doing soon a bike ride for to beat cancer, I believe. What's the official word of it?
Yeah, it's the Ride to Conquer Cancer.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to follow that.
And but we've also been working together and trying to coordinate so that we can get all the bronies donating towards that. So I think it's just incredible what this community is able to do. I'm kind of blown away by the whole situation.
And all of you guys have inspired that. Yeah. And it's spreading and spreading and spreading. And because of you, goodness and the heart, everything's opening up and it's expanding across the world. And we thank you for that. That's a new movement. That's an old movement, but a brand new one again. So thank you.
Because friendship is magic.
next question.
All right. First off, I want to say you guys are freaking amazing. Okay. Second off, I got a present for you, Twilight.
I do love presents. Get it up here, sister.
You know, when I first met John Delancey, it was in Calgary, and I was in the green room, and he said, and I introduced myself because I was a fan of Q, and he said, "You're Tara Strong?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Explain to me the bronies." Obviously, he's Discord, and he was completely shocked by the fandom and the support, and I said, "You should come with me to the brony panel." He's like, No. I'm like, "Yes, you should." And someone asked a Discord question. I said, "Well, I don't know, but he's here." And in the back of the room, Delancey just walked front, and people went nuts for him. And the thing that he said is, Star Trek inspired all kinds of science fiction, and the bronies and My Little Pony has inspired such amazing art. I mean, you guys are amazing art and music and ways to celebrate and feel love for each other, and it's really true. You guys, I mean, anything we say on Twitter, they animate in like a minute. And they're all so funny. I mean, Twilight Fart Sparkles was hilarious. Like, I don't know where I get these ideas, but then you guys like take it to the next level, and it's just, you guys are so funny. I mean, you guys are amazing. Thank you for that.
We got some looks like we got Rarity over here who has a question. Here, why don't you come up here? Come here. You got to use the microphone, and then we'll talk to her.
Well, I have a question for Andrea and Kathy. First of all, Kathy, I know you voice Nier, which is really awesome and stuff.
And, Andrea, I was wondering if you could please quote one of your favorite lines from Party of One.
Sure, which one?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Were you at the Party of One? Are you Pinky?
You don't know. You have no proof. Secrets and lies.
All right, and now we have her up here. You can use that microphone. They both work.
Hello, and who's best pony? If you want to answer that, that's fine.
Who are you asking?
All of them.
Could you do that again for us and do it a little bit louder?
Okay. Who's best pony? If you want to answer that, that's fine.
Who's best pony and...
If you want to answer that.
It sounds like Fluttershy is.
Oh, well,
No,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, if it's okay with you.
Hey, okay. Yay.
I think that's a dangerous question for a panelist to answer when all the other ponies are on stage as well.
Clearly, we all know the truth in our own heads.
Rarity's dad. It's Rarity's dad.
I've said it though publicly before, and in my opinion, Twilight is best pony. But that's no offense to everyone else here.
And the only one who's cosplayed. Thank you. Thank you.
But you know, Luna is actually my favorite.
In my
girl,
defense,
so.
I have a hat. I'm just saying.
It's true.
I actually play a boy.
They have costumes for that.
I'm wearing it.
That's right.
Oh, Andrew.
You know what? I know at Everfree Northwest there was a shirt made out of a certain phrase that a certain voice actor said. I think that Andrew Francis has created this convention's phrase.
That's right.
Where do you guys? This is a question to all of you. I'm right here. Right here.
Where?
Right here.
Right
Right here.
in front. Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
I was just wondering where you guys usually do all your voices and stuff. Like, do you all go to one studio, or you do it from your house, or you know?
Well, we all work at usually Dick and Rogers.
I do it from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or
She's
Arby's.
just on the iPhone app. We got an app for that, you know. Yeah, comes with a side of fries, you know.
Or A&W sometimes. It depends what burger I'm into.
Sounds like that's a Canadian.
Seriously, though.
Yeah, seriously though, it's a studio. Pony's all done at a studio called Dick and Rogers in Vancouver, except for I don't know where LA happens.
I usually record at a studio called Salami Studios, but I do some of it from my house sometimes too.
And
But-
another question for Tara. Can you do Twilight Licious?
Only if everybody does it with me. I'm the T to the WILAGHT, and ain't no other pony troll it down like me. I'm Twilight Licious. Thank you. You're very Twilight Licious.
I like how Britt has just been sitting here absorbing this all.
She's like, what? What's Twilight Licious?
Taking it all in. Yeah, she's taking it all in. She's just seeing the energy. Let's go to the next question. Who's got the mic? Where's the mic? Over there. The mic is on the move.
Okay.
It's hard to stop once you start, isn't it?
You gotta keep it going.
It's like sunflower seeds. I just got more and more.
All right. So recently, on Amazon was put up the season 1 box set, which apparently has commentary on it, and I wanted to ask if you were allowed to say which of you provided commentary for that box set.
Not me. Moose.
Moose.
It's Mr.
Look.
Moose.
Look, there's a moose. Or two. There's another one and another.
It was a moose
Sorry.
that provided commentary?
Yeah, Moose provided commentary. Yeah,
It's a herd
scandalous,
moose.
I
It's a
know.
herd of moose.
That's all it is, the whole thing.
I have leg warmers.
I didn't know that meese sound like cows. I don't care if meese is...
They're like angry cows.
That must be a real problem up in Canada.
It's a sequel to the Angry Birds app, actually. Angry cows.
Raging bulls. Yeah.
You try to fling the mooses, the meese,
No.
and it just breaks.
They just tip.
They just tip over.
I tipped it.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Okay, anyone's open to answer this one. I do some voice work myself, but recently I've come down with some kind of illness that's left me with some mild laryngitis, and I'm just wondering, what's your advice?
Don't hug us.
Because I know all of you.
Stay as far away from us as
I
possible.
know it's like a foregone conclusion that all of you have probably gone through this at one point or another. But when
3
it
days
lingers,
ago.
yeah, when it lingers on like this, what are some of your tricks and tips?
Yeah,
Oil
yeah.
of oregano is good to kind of flush
Oil of
it a bit.
oregano.
Yeah.
I stay
Hot
away
water,
from-
flush it out. Lots of hot water and lemon. Use anything that's an astringent.
Stay away from cream or milk and stuff
And
like that.
us. And we love you, but gotta work.
Maybe go to a doctor if it's really
Yeah.
lingering.
Yeah, if it's
But
if it's
sometimes you
on-
gotta go the antibiotics route. But
Yeah.
the truth is, as a voiceover performer, if you lose your voice, you're not working. And we're just like everyone else. You gotta rest until it's good.
Yep.
You know.
I know it sounds bizarre sort of to pick different things, but for me, I just stay off of dairy and sugar because it just creates so much gunk in your throat, and that's like the bugs just love
Phlegm.
it. So I just go really clear and really light. And also, if your throat's really sore, when you have that kind of razor sharpness, which I had like 5 days ago, I take a paste of honey with fresh squeezed lemon, and it does wonders for your cough at night.
And if you have to, like I did the auction yesterday, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to talk today, but when you have to go into the studio and when I've had a cold, I use. Looking for some endorsements now. I use chloroseptic spray. Why, with just a couple of squirts of chloroseptic spray, and you can go from Tom Waits to a nice normal voice. So these and lozenges. I mean, anything that use antibiotics as a last resort, but Just always lots of liquids.
Get
lots
a lot
warm
of rest. Get a lot of rest. Don't
Yeah.
burn yourselves out. That's a big
right.
rest.
This is what I love about voice actors is that they can make anything sound like an advertisement. I recently interviewed Brenda Critchlow, who's the voice of Zecora. She's going to be at Equestria LA, and she's awesome. But she also does those kind of, those advertisements. She's like, the new Ford Explorer. It's like, and I wanted to buy one suddenly.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next question.
Sakura.
I think we got time for about one or two more.
Alrighty, me and my friends play a game called League of Legends, and
Some of the voices
Thank
for that
you.
game are here today.
I know, I'm excited. And some of my friends, when we find bronies on the enemy team, we say, sunshine, sunshine, ladybug's awake. Clap your hooves and do a little shake. I was wondering if Britt and Tara could sing it for us.
Ready?
Get your iPhones out.
Me on the spot. I don't know if I can remember. You have to do it again. Sunshine, ladybugs awake. Shake your clap your hooves and do a little shake.
Okay, you want to try it again? Clap your hooves and do a little shake. Ready?
Okay.
This one's the good one, people. Okay.
For posterity.
Sunshine, sunshine, ladybugs awake. Clap your hooves and do a little shake.
Could you sound more like a drain pipe next time?
I was going to say, what would that be?
Clap your
Sunshine,
hooves
sunshine.
and do a little.
All right.
Nice.
I have a question for all of you to ask. Are any of you gamers?
No. The new WoW came out, and I've been considering it, but I really want to live my life. I've seen it suck people in, and they never come out. I know guys that we used to be like friends of mine, and their girlfriends phone me up like, is my boy with you? And I'm like, no, I've never seen him. It's like, never mind, I found him. He's in the attic again playing WoW. and I just found out they're called WoW widows. His girlfriends of WoW, World of Warcraft people. So no, I'm not a gamer myself.
Now, I've heard that the brony fandom can have that effect as well. From personal experience. I think we got one more, but we got a lot of questions. This guy's been waving his bottle around for like the last half hour. That's dedication. And now he's shaking all over because he's been waving it for so long.
Sorry about that. Sorry, I've just waited a while, and this is a statement for Tara that leads to a question. I told you before how amazing it is that you've been a part of my life, but the most personal time you've been a part of my life is when you played Raven on Teen Titans.
That'll be my next cosplay.
And when I and when I did it, when you did the Trigon arc during the 4th season, it was during a time in my life when my initial perception of myself was falling apart. So to hear you play a character that believes in what they can do, whatever they wanted, regardless of what had been laid out in front of them, and that was something I really needed to hear at that time, and it was so special for me to hear that. And I have so much gratitude, and for a guy who has so much gratitude that he can't possibly express, I would love to give you a hug if I
Come
may.
give me a hug.
His name is Sam. Thank you, Sam.
Hey, Sam!
Thank you, Sam.
By the way, we all love hearing stories of how things that we've done and said have helped you and touched you, and we hear it a lot, and it really makes us so proud and grateful to you two for letting us know. And so we're happy to help and that love goes back and forth, full circle.
You bet.
I think we got time for one last question, so it better be a really good one.
Who has the best? I see Prudence raising her hand, so I think I'm gonna ask Prudence because
Dear
she's
Prudence.
adorable.
Dear Prudence, won't you come out to play and what's your question?
Whoever sang the song, like, when I was just a filly, I found it rather silly that Twilight sang. No.
Oh, BBBFF.
Mhm.
I heard from that.
Can you sing that for me?
I think that was Kazumi Evans.
Yeah, I don't think she's
She's
here.
not here. Do you want to sing it for us?
You want to sing it? No.
Does anybody else know the song really well who could sing it?
Or you could all sing it together.
Okay. This nice girl's gonna sing for you, Prudence.
When
And
I
Prudence.
was just a filly, I found it rather silly to see how many other ponies I could meet. I had my books to read, didn't know that I would ever need other ponies to make my life complete. But there was one colt that I cared for, I knew he would be there for me. My big brother, best friends forever. Like two peas in a pod, we did everything together. He taught me how to fly a kite, best friends forever. We never had a single fight. We did everything, we shared our hopes, we shared our dreams. I miss him more than I realized, it seems. My big brother, best friends forever. Like two peas in a pod, we did everything together. And though he's oh so far away, I hope that he would stay. My big brother, best friend forever.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Great job. Great job.
All right, well, I think we have to wrap this up, but I want to give one last really big round of applause for all these amazing voice actors to my left here. Andrew Francis, Britt McKillop, Lee Tokar, Kathy Westluck, Andrea Libman, Michelle Krieber, Peter New, and of course, Twilight Sparkle herself, Tara Strong.
And we want to thank all of you very much. So a round of applause for you from us.
Thank you, everyone at Canterlot, and thank you, Mike. We're having a great time. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to announce too while you guys are starting to filter out is that at 4 o'clock at the Artist Alley, we're going to have a continuation of the charity auction from yesterday, hosted by Mr. Lee Teokar here. Also, before the VAs go, if we could quick sign this banner here, it's going to be auctioned off for charity. So, thanks again, guys.